So I work across the street from a hellmouth. It is so cold outside today. Oh my god. When it's winter, I like to take the cold nights or sunny, not that cold days, curl up with your favorite tea and some really good cookies, and I like to revisit my favorite shows. So, one of my favorite Joss Whedon shows is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Spoiler alert. After this point, I may or may not be giving away things that happen in the show. So if you haven't watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer yet, then don't watch this video. Or if you don't care if I maybe give something away, because the show will still be amazing, then watch this and then get excited and go on Netflix or rent some DVDs. Can you do that still? And watch Buffy the Vampire Slayer. The 5 best episodes of Buffy, according to me. I think the most well-known episode of Buffy is the musical episode, which is called Once More with Feeling. I love the musical episode. I mean, who doesn't want to break out into song all the time? I especially like the demon, who is just an amazing dancer, a really, really good singer, and just played that part so, so well. It's at the beginning of the 6th season, so that's as undark as the season gets. Another really well-known episode is Hush. The premise of the episode is everyone in the whole town loses their voices, and then these creepy guys who float around, called the Gentlemen, come to town and they take people's hearts. It's really scary because the whole episode is quiet and no one says anything. But it's also filled with really fun comic relief where there are hand gestures. It is quite amusing. A lesser known but equally amazing episode is Passion. It tells the story of Buffy being crushed by her first love. Evil becomes this reality for Buffy. It's not this abstract, my boyfriend is now my ex-boyfriend and it's because he's an evil vampire. I don't know if this is morbid. My favorite scene is when Willow takes her dead goldfish out of the envelope, and I don't know why, but it's just this like iconic image that I always think of when I think of this episode. Even though more intense things happen, I just think of the fish. Normal again. Not a lot of people talk about this episode, and I don't know why, because I think it's really, really good. The premise of the episode is that the villains of the season have sent a demon after Buffy, and she gets stung or whatever, and basically goes insane. She wakes up, she's in a mental institution, and everyone's like, oh my god, you're not crazy anymore! You can all go home and be happy now. I think it's really fun that they played with the idea of this show, which is a fantasy show, and turned it on its head, and her fantasy is a happy, normal life, that she can wake up and have a family and her normal friends and not be killing vampires and demons. But her reality is actually this fantasy world, and it's all very meta or something. Last, but definitely not least, is Storyteller. Epic, intentionally silly. All that I love about Buffy embodied in one episode. Filled with this unique Buffy humor. Heroic, dark, romantic. If I could only watch one episode of Buffy forever, it might be this one. Andrew is living in Buffy's house, and if you don't know who Andrew is, I don't know why you're watching this far into the video. Andrew uses a Masterpiece Theater / documentary style to film Buffy doing her thing, and he is documenting it for future generations. Just an amazing episode, and you should go watch it. If you have a favorite Buffy episode, or if you've never seen it before and you have something you want to say about that, put it in the comments.